Quickly, before this video starts, please make sure if you're watching my channel, you are subscribed. Hit the subscribe and hit the bell. If you hit the bell, you'll know when the video goes live. If you're subscribed, that helps the channel massively. I'm getting great views for the amount of subscribers. Please subscribe. Subscribe and hit the bell. Back to the video. So hello, welcome to another video. So today, I'm going to talk about training with an intolerance. What I do it, how I found out I had it. Because you might, or someone you know might be struggling with things like this. So I thought I'd do a video. So, how did I find, well first of all, there is a video on my channel. I'll pin it up here somewhere. Not my finest work, but there is a video on my channel of me going through the results of my intolerance test, which get me onto these points that I'm going to talk about. So how did I find out I had an intolerance test? What made me do a test? So I was having really inconsistent training, like training that 2 or 3 times out of the week, not the month, the week, I was having really bad issues, really bad stomach pains and everything else that goes along with it. And I couldn't work out what it was. I didn't know why I was feeling like this. I didn't know why I couldn't have optimal training. Every day I walked into the gym, other people are getting really good training. Why aren't I getting good training? I didn't realise it was food that I was eating. Number one being whey protein. So what made me do a test? So I was just Googling it. I'd thought about an intolerance test for a while, and I was just looking at it, and I found the company that I use, checked my body health, not sponsored or anything like that. Me and Jamie did a test, and it came back as gluten and dairy or lactose. So cheese, milk, cream, yogurt, anything like that, and anything ice cream wise, which I love ice cream, anything gluten wise. So that was, from that moment on, right, I'm not eating any more of this. I'm not eating, at least I knew the triggers. Because sometimes the trigger wouldn't happen until a couple of days later, and I didn't think it was immediately what I'd been eating, when actually it wasn't. It was a couple of days later. Number 2, how much has cutting the main problems out of my diet helped? Huge. It's just, I now have a flare-up once every month. And that's not through eating anything I shouldn't, and that's another point I'll get onto. But the main cutting them out, oat milk, Oatly's my best friend now, the company. I don't really eat much bread, sorry. I need to put some glasses on. I know this makes me look like a douche, but I'm squinting. So I don't eat much bread. Don't have sandwiches in my diet. The closest thing is like a wrap, but I have wheat-free vegan wraps and everything. So cutting them out of my diet has been, first of all, it was such a massive change. Like huge, like just simple things like McDonald's milkshake, not allowed. Pizza, say not allowed, I shouldn't eat. A normal pizza, can't have the base, can't have the toppings, the cheese even. That's massive. And I know I've done eating challenges in the past where I've eaten bread and I've eaten this, but you see them once a week. That's one meal or one bit of food for the week that I'm eating. That, yeah, I maybe shouldn't, but I find the pool of eating challenges that are vegan are going to soon dry up quite quickly. And in order to get the channel to grow, I needed to do some of the big name ones, the McDonald's and all that kind of stuff. So cutting out the main problems was really difficult at start, especially when you go out for a meal with people and they're ordering normal food, and the first thing you look at the menu is, there's nothing I can eat. What am I going to do? There's no there. And then I end up feel like I'm being a pain and being awkward. But no, you're fine. I feel like I'm being really awkward. So cutting out the main problems is fine, but going out to eat can be quite difficult. Everything's smothered in cheese or cooked in butter or got some form of lactose on it. and as I get onto the point at the end, it can be really awful. So, what's my main factor to being able to train with an intolerance? And my main factor is a strict diet. Now, a strict diet minimises the chances of a flare-up, and I say a flare-up where I'm currently struggling with one at the moment. Maybe you don't see it, but normally you wouldn't see the t-shirt and the belly through the t-shirt. The last 2 days it's been really awful. It's been really uncomfortable. So strict diet is the main. If I'm really strict with my diet and I really make sure that the food that I'm eating, I know what it's in it. My big rule is, if in doubt, don't eat it. Like in the kitchen, if in doubt, throw it out. Is that good enough? Is that cooked right? Is that nice? Throw it out. I will not eat something unless I read the packaging, or because the consequences of eating something you shouldn't for the sake of just not eating it is really, 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 and I mean this, really not worth it. Because you've got to think of the factors of this. You've got to think, if I eat something that's gluten in it or lactose in it, and I'm not as bad for gluten, but I am bad for gluten. I'm really bad for lactose. Like, the tiniest little things can really mess me up. If I eat something for tea that I shouldn't, or that I didn't think, because I don't eat anything that I shouldn't, let's get that straight. But if I'm eating something, that I don't think has dairy in it, or last time I had it didn't have dairy in it, and then I eat it, the consequences are nasty. And not just me feeling crap, because that's one of the main reasons, but training in the gym is that way, crap. My diet, my appetite goes. I don't have one when I feel ill because I feel sick. My appetite goes, I don't have one. So then I'm not eating. It's just roll on, roll on, roll on. For the sake of not eating that one thing, makes a difference. So when it's bad, it's bad. And I'm not just saying, I'm not going to go into too much detail here, but you have bloat, wind, upset stomach, other stuff that comes with that, and I just feel genuinely crap, like you've got a cold, or like you've got some form of coming down with something. I'm hot, my body goes hot for some unknown reason. Explain that, I don't know why that is, but the symptoms are nowhere. Like, if you think of the best thing you can have that has dairy in it, think of it, it's not good enough to outweigh the bad points. It's just not worth eating it for what it makes you feel. So how do I manage to powerlift, train with an intolerance? What are the main key points? So like I've said, strict diet, that's like key. That's like, if I pick something new up off the shelf, read the ingredients, nope. And it's also, which is really strange, it's also changed my favourite things. Favourite things used to be like custard creams, you can't have them. Gluten, dairy-free custard creams are rank. Pizza used to be my like number one. You go for a gluten, dairy-free, so it tends to be vegan cheese. What's the point? When you've tasted like Pizza Hut's best ever, is it Mighty Meaty Pizza Hut? What is Pizza Hut's meaty pizza called? Meat lovers.
According to restaurant
yep, sure. When you've tasted that with a nice, it's just, the pizza now are just not worth it. I would rather just stick on plan and just have a gym kitchen meal, which I know is fine. It's just not worth it. So strict diet, no foods that could hurt me. So if we're out somewhere for the day and do you want so and so, I'll just go no. Do you want so and so? No, because I don't want to be with, can I see your allergen sheet please? So I just don't eat it. If I do have a flare up, like currently, what are the symptoms? How do I feel? And I figured, I've wanted to do this video for a while, but I figured doing it now is really good because I'm living and breathing it. So symptoms at the moment: headache, really bloated, like I look mean, I hate it, really bloated, lack of appetite. for the training purposes and the aspects of coming in here and working out in the gym and wanting to work out to a level of getting somewhere, I'm forcing the food down me, constantly thirsty. It's just crap. So if I do have a flare up, is there anything I can do to help, or anything you can do to help? So tablets. There are lots of my go-to are Colpomin. They're really good. They work. They're just I don't. It's got all, but is it peppermint oil in it or something? They calm the stomach down. Ibuprofen, paracetamol. But also, like, you can get all different type of IBS tablets. I find Colpomin have been the best for me. They work, but that's last resort. I won't come here to try and train heavy squats today, so pray for me. There'll be an overlaid bits of training footage in here if I can be bothered to film in there. Other tablets, or when it's been really bad, I just have to like not do anything. I'll go to work and then go home and sit on the couch. Just because once you've already got the flare up, you might have one like epicenter day of really bad. But then you could have like a week of feeling crap, just feeling lethargic, feeling really I'm trying to get the point across that for the last point, when people go, oh, just eat it, what's the worst that could happen? A week's worth of feeling crap, a week's worth of bad training, a week's worth of not eating proper food. It's just not worth it. So if you're watching this and you go, well, I tend to eat quite a lot, I eat that and I get this and I get this, and knowing that you've got an intolerance can come across in many other things, because I get a lot of acid if I eat something I shouldn't. That, like wind, that can be a sign of an intolerance. So I hope this has helped. I find my diet has to be so strict for the gym, because I'm not coming in here for an hour and a half a day or 5 days a week or however long I'll come in to try and train, to try and move myself, body bigger, leaner, stronger. If the diet's not good enough and the diet's giving me problems like it was, then I may as well not step in here. If I'm not going to come for top squats and I'm not actually going to go for them because I'm scared I'm going to poo myself because my belly is that sore, or little things like, click here, reason I don't wear a belt at the moment, there's a video. I might even forget to put the card in, but you can search for it. I do this quite a lot and then forget in post uploading it to YouTube to find the point to put it in, but there's a video on my channel about why I don't wear a belt. But wearing a belt today would be so uncomfortable. It would bring more emphasis on why I don't wear a belt, because I'm all bloated now and I won't be wearing a belt today, so it won't be as bad. But you know you're really bloated when you can't close the lever on your belt. It is not good. So if you're having issues, I hope this has helped. I hope this has given people a couple of ideas as to what to do and to use. Well, that's it. How I train with an intolerance. I have a really strict diet. Don't eat oat fun. Or if I want something fun, like a cake, I bake it myself. I have my own dairy-free, lactose-free, gluten-free cake, and it's beautiful. And that's why a lot of people ask why I do a lot of vegan stuff, eating challenges, because I can't just have a normal generic burger off the peg, because it'll have wheat in it, and it'll have dairy in it, and it'll have lactose in it, and then that's me in this situation that I'm in now through no fault of my own. I don't know what I've eaten, but that's it. How I train with an intolerance. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.